Yo, so happy new year, motherfuckers. It's been almost a whole ass year of me making actual videos my own now, and it's been quite the fucking experience, if I do say so myself. I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, but right now, I want to talk about the sheer disappointment that I have in one of the most hyped up characters in the One Piece world. We first learned of the existence of this dude back in post-Enies lobby, and at that point, he was nothing but a goofy-ass silhouette. But we knew he was as strong as Shanks and Whitebeard, so he can't be just some bum. Then, basically all post-time skip is spent hyping up this fucking guy. So I did some research here. We have known about this guy since about 2007-ish. You know where I was in 2007? In fucking first grade, wiping big-ass snot bubbles on my shirt and smearing it on the table in art class. No joke, I literally did that, but that's a story for another day. My mom had to go to the school to get me a whole new shirt, and I had to write an apology letter to the art teacher. It was a whole huge thing. But anyway, my point is, this dude has probably been in existence since before a lot of you fuckers have been alive, and has been getting hyped up basically your entire life. Now, who is this dude? It's fucking Kaido. If you couldn't have figured that out, I think I'd really question my fandom to One Piece if I were you. So, the world's strongest creature, Kaido. That's a pretty wild-ass title, especially after seeing the world's strongest man, Whitebeard. Depending on how you look at it, creature could count as a man, who knows. So Kaido was pretty much renowned as the strongest motherfucker in the world after Whitebeard died. He had this whole thing of him going to Whitebeard only for Shanks to stop him. He was a big ass deal. And then as post-time skip progresses, we get to know him and Big Mom a bit better, and we end up inching closer and closer to them as the story progresses. Then boom, at the end of Dressrosa, we finally get the reveal of Kaido. Fucking up Kid, of all people, of course. Who else would be a better suitor for that role? It's what he does. It's what Kid does best, unfortunately. But he was fucking massive. He was probably the most visually intimidating character up to that point, and he probably still is, and had one of the most badass introductions I have ever seen. He was probably the most visually intimidating character up to that point, and had one of the most badass introductions I have ever seen. The first time we see him, it's in a fucking failed unlive attempt from falling from goddamn Skypiea, while the narrator talks about how he wants to die so bad, and how many times he's been captured by the Navy. So after about literally 8 or 9 years at that point, after hearing about Kaido for so long, we finally get a face reveal for him. And he 100% lived up to that hype. Then of course, we gotta wait quite a bit to actually get to the long-awaited Kaido arc. So boom, we arrive at Wano, right? Luffy has his first bout with Kaido. He's a big-ass fucking dragon. He absolutely destroys Luffy while Luffy throws literally everything in the kitchen sink at him. He was on a whole other level, even in comparison to Big Mom, at least from what we saw from her at Whole Cake. So from that moment forward, Luffy spends the next pretty large chunk of time training in the prison. And while he's doing that, we hop in the beautiful Oden flashback, the second best flashback in One Piece now, by the way, unfortunately, I'm very sorry to say, where we get even more of Kaido. And you know what? The Oden flashback did not do Kaido very many favors. It just kind of made him look like somebody who would have lost to like a number 3 or 4 on Roger's ship if it wouldn't have been for outside circumstances. Obviously, this was like 20 or 25 years ago, so Kaido definitely could have just been weaker then, but still, it didn't make him look very good by any means. So after the Oden flashback, we finally have a good idea of who Kaido is and why he took over Wano. And I love the Oden flashback and everything, but it did not make Kaido look great. He's just a fucking dumb brute that wants power. But don't worry, there's still Kaido's backstory for all that. So many questions about Kaido before he took Wano, and before he joined the Rocks Pirates. There's gotta be some kind of reason that Kaido's like that, right? Like, why is he so strong? We'll see, alright? We'll see, okay? So in Onigashima, he doesn't do much, at least initially, so let's just skip to the infamous roof piece. So this fight took about 50 chapters in the manga and about 60 episodes in the anime, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. We had to have gotten some juicy, delicious lore about Kaido in a fight that long, right? No! No, we didn't! We didn't get fucking anything! Now, did Kaido live up to the hype in terms of strength? Yes, easily, without a doubt. but there was so much wasted potential for him as a character, especially when in the grand scheme of things, this may end up being the longest 1v1 fight in One Piece. I mean, this fight is longer than some arcs. Kaido is going to end up with more screen time than more characters than you'll know what to do with. And yet we walk away from Wano basically knowing jack shit about him. We don't know why the fuck he is so goddamn strong, which I guess you could say is the same for guys like Whitebeard. I was gonna say Big Mom, but there is definitely some kind of scientific reason for why she is the way she is. And there is for sure a chance we get more on that at some point. I'm about to summarize Kaido's backstory real quick. This was all covered in like half a chapter, by the way. So Kaido, he's a strong kid, he's mean, he doesn't care about anything. He gets captured by the Navy a lot. He joins the Rocks Pirates. He leaves the Rocks Pirates. He takes over a country and makes bad devil fruits. He's obsessed with Joy Boy and wants to die to him. The end. I would have loved if we dove into more about how Kaido found out about Joy Boy and how he knows that he will return to Wano and beat him someday, but I'm sure that's probably something related to like the fucking One Piece prophecy that we won't find out about until like the end of the story. But even when we do find out about it, I'm sure it won't go back to Kaido and see how he found out about it. He's treated as an irrelevant side character when this dude was the main villain for post-time skip for the past 15 years. Kaido had it all as a villain, except for his backstory to tie everything together. He looks so fucking cool. He was really strong and is probably still top 2 in terms of strength in the world, not counting like the Gorosei. Top 2 being Kaido and Shanks probably. But at the end of the day, he's just a strong guy who was supposed to die to Joy Boy. That's his purpose in the story, and it's nothing beyond that, and that makes me very sad. But yeah, that's about it. Back to the New Year's shit or whatever I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So I've been making videos since January 11th, 2023, I believe. And before that, I was just uploading moist critical clips. It's been a pretty interesting ass year. I think I've learned quite a bit. I think I've gotten significantly better at making videos and shit. I think I've maintained quality in my videos, and I'm starting to pump them out, you know, pretty effortlessly, like in a good way. Like I can pump out a video at a consistent quality even faster than I could before, because before videos would take me fucking 10 hours to make at the quality that I do now, and it only takes me like a few hours now. It's great. I do have a New Year's resolution for next year, and it is I want to get 1,000 subscribers on my second channel. That might not seem like a whole lot considering I have like 300 on there right now, but it's something, it's substantial. I think 1,000 subscribers who subbed for me, like my content, not fucking moist criticals, would mean a lot. It'd be pretty fucking, it'd go pretty hard. But yeah, that's about it.